I pick up the phone, I tell my project manager, call the contractors. They're exposing me, my investors, my team, all of us. Fire them immediately. They're off the job immediately. Hey guys, this is Martin Perdomo, the Elite Strategist, and you're watching or listening to Latinos in Real Estate Investing podcast. And today I want to talk to you about the 3 lessons I learned after getting scammed by a contractor recently in one of my flip properties. Well, before I get started and I share that with you, I want you to please, if you can, if you're watching me on YouTube, I want you to give us a thumbs up and like it. It really helps with the algorithms and it allows me to continue to put out content like this. If you're listening to my podcast, I'm going to appreciate if you just left me a positive review. Tell me what you think about this contact, either or. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you learned from it or how we can together get better. Give me your ideas, okay? So this is what happened, guys. I purchased this beautiful log cabin house in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. We're doing a lot of deals, guys. We're doing lots of deals, relatively speaking, right? This year we've done 23 flips so far. It's a lot of deals, a lot of construction. We're spending a lot of money with contractors and we're building a team. So we're constantly looking for new contractors to add to our team. Anyways, we found this group, this contractor. We liked them. They were licensed. They were insured. We did all the right things. They went on this job and we put into this property about $52,000. We changed roof. I mean, you think everything needed to be changed. Wrote the scope of work. They started the job. They did an okay job. They didn't do a great job. They did an okay job. Nothing that we couldn't work with. We could have kept coaching them and build them up to where we wanted them to get to. But what they did was they hired someone, and this person that they hired was a known felon and had a warrant for his arrest in New York. This kid, what he did was he took the lockbox code, and in the middle of the night, guys, he was showing my property to potential renters. So he took pictures of my house. He put it on Facebook Marketplace. He put it on Craigslist. He put it in a bunch of different places you can rent properties in. And he was showing my property at night. After they left the job, he was showing the property. So the one day we got a call. My VP of acquisition calls me. It was a Friday night. I actually remember. So picture this, guys. Get a feel for this. I'm home in my PJs, right? And I'm hanging up. We're getting construction done in our house. And I'm hanging up curtains for my wife and doing the honey-do list for her on a Friday night. And I get a call from my VP of acquisitions around 9 o'clock at night. And he's like, hey, Martin, we just got this call on our website. I thought it was a lead, so I called it back. He thought it was a motivated seller. He calls her back. He gets on the phone with this lady. This lady starts yelling and screaming, saying, you guys scammed me. You took $600 of my money. And long story short, I agreed to meet the lady there. I went to the property that night, changed the lockbox code. Of course, we didn't know what was going on. Changed the lockbox code. I agreed to meet the lady there the next morning with the police. I'm sorry, the next afternoon at 1 o'clock with the police. We met there with the police. We figured out that the person that took her money was this young guy that was working for my contractors. And so we called the contractors, and the contractors' response was, I'm sorry, and they took zero responsibility. They showed zero good faith. At that point, you know, this is a young couple contractors, and I actually like them, and I think they're good people. They're just not good business people. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I said, you know what, this can happen to anyone. I can hire someone and make a hiring mistake. Everyone makes hiring mistakes. 2 days later, I have them, by the way, I have them on another job. 2 days later, I go to this property just to check because this property had flooded about 4 to 5 times. We had put a new sump pump and we were having some issues with the basement and it flooding. I go to this place this morning and on a Tuesday, I remember the day, it was a Tuesday. And I see this New York plates parked in my car at 7:30 in the morning. I knock on the door, no one's answering. The lockbox is behind the screen door and the screen door is locked. I can't get in. I look inside. There's coffee cups, there's toys. I start banging on the door. Lady opens the door. I tell her, who the hell are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out of my house. I go inside the house. The lady starts crying hysterically, guys. I hear babies up. I cannot make this up, guys. I hear babies upstairs start to cry. The lady starts to shake, and she starts to tell me, I signed a lease. I have a lease. I'm sorry, I have a lease. And then I see the baby start coming down the stairs. Granted, guys, at this point, the house is fully rehabbed. My realtor is going there that same day. My wife, which is my realtor, is supposed to go there that morning to take pictures to put it on the market the next day. And this is what I encountered. She goes on to tell me that this person leased the property to her. By the way, I changed the locks on the Saturday I was there. I changed the locks, lockbox code, all that. He broke in through the basement. And she proceeds to tell me he took from her $1,575 times 3, so whatever that is, $4,700 or so. Everything she owned, guys. She had a U-Haul truck coming from Rochester, New York. She had transferred her job. She's a manager at Walmart. She was going to go to Walmart and that morning. What a crap show, right? Anyways, immediately I pick up the phone. I tell my project manager, call the contractors. They're exposing me, my investors, my team, all of us. Fire them immediately. They're off the job immediately. They accepted zero responsibility. They didn't understand why I was letting them go. They couldn't understand that it was their hiring decision that caused all this grief. I wind up paying for a hotel for this lady to stay in. I couldn't put this lady out in the streets with her babies. She didn't even have money for gas. I had to fill up her gas tank. It's just out of integrity for me to do that. But anyways, I'm not here to share with you that stuff. I just want to share I want to give you the context of this story. So, some of you may be looking or hearing this and thinking, well, Martin, that's screwed up. That is crazy. I cannot make this stuff up, right? And I'm going to tell you that it actually is I had some really good lessons. See, most new investors, if you were a new investor and this happened to you and you didn't have the right mindset, this is one of those things that can put you out. This is one of those things that'll put someone that's not ready, right, to be an investor, that's not really mentally prepared. This is why I always talk about mindset. If you're not mentally ready if you don't have a strong mindset, you don't have the right mindset, and you don't look for the opportunities, right, you lose. So this was an adversity. Obviously, I had someone living in my house with a bunch of babies right before Thanksgiving, 2 weeks before or a week before Thanksgiving. Squatting in my house, and I have to put her out, right? So, what did I learn, guys? What did I learn? So there were three main things I learned here that I want to share with you, right? Three main things, because I sat down, my team and I sat down and we said, okay, what did we learn? How can we get better? How can we avoid this from happening again, right? I'm going to tell you what happened where we are, because with the contractors, we're having some challenges in terms of what we're going to do with them, in terms of what they claim I owe them and what I actually owe them, right? So there are 3 lessons I learned here, guys. The first lesson I learned here about dealing with contractors, and one can argue that, hey, it wasn't their argument, the contractor's argument is, it wasn't their fault. Well, it absolutely is their fault. It is the contractor's, in my opinion, from my perspective, it is a contractor's job to pay attention to who they're putting and adding in their business. It is not my job or my business to hire your people for you, right? You do that. That's your job. I'm hiring you as a GC to do the job, and it is your job to protect my property and make sure that things like this don't happen. And listen, things like this could happen, and obviously will happen. It happened to me. But the point is, how are you, or how is that contractor accepting responsibility and being accountable for what happened? There's 2 things that I can deal with personally when I'm hiring someone, right? I always tell my team, my people, hey, listen, I can. If you make a mistake, the most important thing in my business is be accountable. You made a mistake, own it, say, hey, I made a mistake, this is on me, I'm gonna fix it, I'm gonna make it better, right? What can I do to make it better? That person's coachable. And the other thing is, to work with me, is culture, right? I don't need people gossiping. The culture of my company, integrity, innovation, leadership, working, hard work, the 20-mile march. I mean, the culture of my company, personal development, growing. Like, these are the things that I will, if you don't fit those 2 things, my culture and accountability, you can't work with me. And that's subcontractors, that doesn't matter. You cannot be a part of our company. The first thing I learned, guys, is do a background check, right? So after we sat down, we said, hey, how can we avoid this from happening to us in the future? This ain't gonna take us out. Obviously, we're gonna keep growing, we're gonna keep scaling. But what's the first thing we learned is, hey, we're gonna do background checks, right? On the GCs. We're gonna take copies of their driver's license. In addition to that, we're gonna be adding we were already doing this, is adding ourselves as a company to their insurance, as an additional insurance. But one thing that we're gonna start doing that's a big one is we're gonna start having them sign a mechanic's lien waiver right up front. We do a lot of business and we keep our contractors really busy. And if I can I will sell the idea to them that they have to sign a mechanic's lien waiver up front. And a mechanic's lien waiver basically states that you give up the right to put a mechanic's lien on my property after the final payment is made, the property, or if you are terminated for whatever reason of the job, you give up the right to put a mechanic's lien waiver on it. Number 2 is we decided we're going to start using technology to manage the job sites. But this is one that we've been toying around with for a while and thinking about, hey, how can we make this work? And our admin, I tasked my team to look into this. We found something called Ring Job Site Security, and it's like those Ring cameras, and what it is for job sites, right? And it has cameras, right? So we have cameras and we don't need necessarily Wi-Fi, and I don't have to hook it up. There's a way that the system, whatever, we pay a monthly fee and it records and it has cameras and it notifies us when someone's on the property. So that's one thing. Another thing we're going to be adding. The other thing is we're going to put smart lock boxes. I didn't know that there were smart lock boxes, but this causes us to look and get better, right? We're going to create smart lock boxes where we can remotely change codes and assign codes to different people, right? And our system tells us when someone or who's used that code at what time, when, and where. And number 3 is probably the most important lesson I got, and the most important thing how we're going to get better from this adversity, and is tighten up our contracts to include language that cites if the contractor hires a sub or anyone that commits a criminal activity on my property, it automatically is grounds for termination, and any balances due are forfeited and they're off the job without pay. And those are the 3 things that we are going to be implementing after this lesson. Guys, I share this with you because many people could look at this and they can fold because of this. How can we get better, right? My mindset around the situation was, okay, this happened, it sucked. It absolutely sucked. By the way, I'm still in touch with the lady with the 5 kids. She thanked me, she was just super thankful that I paid for a hotel. I didn't have to do that. She was super thankful for that. The irony of it is that she is a qualified tenant, and we're rehabbing an apartment right now, and we might actually wind up putting her in that apartment close walking distance to the Walmart that she actually transferred to, because she couldn't transfer back. Walmart doesn't allow you to transfer after you request a transfer, allow you to transfer back. You have to wait 6 or 12 months, she said. So it just happens that we have a property, and my wife and I have decided that, hey, we're gonna help the lady out, and we're gonna put her in that property, and we're gonna probably charge a little bit less so that it can work for her and her family. She was a sweet lady. It wasn't her fault. Of course, she's got to qualify above the surface. It looked like she qualifies income-wise and stuff like that. But we're going to put her through our process and make sure that she does qualify. How are you looking? How are you looking when adversity is happening in life? What is your mindset? Are you looking for the opportunities? Are you thinking like Napoleon Hill taught us in Think and Grow Rich? Are you using adversities to get better? Are you looking for the opportunities to get better? Here's my opportunity. My opportunity is right here, guys. I got 3 new lessons, right? I got three things that I'm going to do to get better, and my business can be more effective, more efficient, and this won't happen again. If you're looking to invest passively in any deals, we just took down we're about to take down a 57 unit, and we just raised a bunch of capital. In 4 days, we raised all the capital we needed for that. If you're looking to invest passively in real estate with someone like me, you could go to my website. You could go to Strasbourg REI and go to the partner with us, or you can go to Premier Ridge Capital and partner with us there. and get some information. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching again and listening. Give us a thumbs up, give us some positive reviews. If you took anything, if you picked anything up, I'd love to learn from you. If there's any strategies that you would do differently or that you would advise me to do differently in my business, guys, please, I am so open to that. Give them to me. Let me know what you think. Drop them in the comments. Love you guys. Peace out, man.